Good morning, it's Jeff at Budrum here, and this morning I've got my camera focused on my cassava crop. So today is the day I'm going to harvest it. I've got 8 plants there. Cassava is also known as Tapioca, Manioc or Yuca, and it's grown in tropical and subtropical areas all around the world. In Africa it's mixed with plantain and they make fufu out of it. So they pound it together, make a meal they call fufu. In some countries it's used as a staple diet with taro and other things like that. It's been very dry here, and so I had to wet it down with the hose a bit to moisten the ground a bit. And I'm going to harvest this, and I'm going to show you how I replant it. I planted this 12 months ago. So it's nearly 12 months to the day when I planted it. So that's what you do in this area. You harvest it 12 months after you plant it. I've cut off all my sticks, and what I've done is I've put them all here in the shade, and you use them to replant. Right, so let's have a look at this one. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a feed there.
Jeff's just digging the last 2 cassava roots out.
Look at that.
Oh, that's...
This is the last one.
Wow. Oh, that's a granddaddy. We thought that would be the best one of the lot.
This is the best one. It pays to grow in volume. You know, if you plant 1 or 2, chances are those 1 or 2 might be runts. But if you grow 8, well, you might get 1 good one. So what I'm going to show you now is the part that you replant. So this is the stick as it was growing. So I'm just going to cut a bit off the bottom, make it nice and square. So you want a stick about a foot long, 300, and so when you plant it, you always plant it with this way up. And how you can tell, if you've already cut it, on each one of those nodules you'll see a little sprout. You see, and you'll see it on each one of these joints. There's a little sprout on the top side. So that part goes up, and you always want to put it about half in the ground, and you want about 2 of those above the ground. About 2 of those above the ground, and that's where your branches will come from. Now, looking at this here, I might as well show you the good one. That's the top of the original plant up here, and that's and all of them you can see that. You can see the original plant there. I'm just going to cut these off and look what I found when preparing the ground to replant the cassava. Beautiful little blue-tongued lizard. So it just makes you realise that the other ones that we showed in the video earlier must be doing their job. A little ripper. Right, so I'm ready to replant these cassava plants. I've got 5. I'm going to plant 5 for this year. So I'm getting a bit further away from this tree, which I've had competing against the roots in that other area. And this is where I had a heap of banana stalks rotting down and banana leaves. So I've dug it all through, nice and loose. So I'm just going to plant them out. I'm only going to plant the 5. So give them plenty of room to grow. Got it halfway in. You want about 2'6" apart. Yeah, 2'6" there. And I'm going to put the other 2 in the gaps over here. Give them plenty of room. Just in case there's not enough nutrients there from the rotting down bananas. I'm going to put some blood and bone around them. Before I do, I'll just move this one back a bit. Just put a bit of blood and bone around each one. I've got a bit of fish kelp and trace elements here. I'm just going to water them in. Also water down the mulch. Stop it blowing away in the wind. So that's this year's crop of cassava planted. So they should do well, I reckon. Right, so now we're inside. What I do is just trim them off, trim the ends off, and I mentioned before about why I grow them for 12 months, and this explains why we grow them for 12 months. So this is the bark on the outside I was talking about. So all you do is just put a knife cut through there, and you can just peel the bark straight off, revealing that beautiful white flesh. So you just peel that off. And I found that if you don't give them 12 months, quite often the bark will just hang on. It just won't come off easy. So I've seen people on YouTube where they've actually sliced the bark off with a vegetable peeler or something like that. So they mustn't have let it go for 12 months. So that's now this is this one over here. So you can see they've got a little core in the middle. So you can see that one's very evident. So we didn't get a huge harvest out of this is what we got out of our 8 plants. So at least I won't be up till midnight tonight working on it.
Like other years.
Sometimes I get this thing full and I'm up till midnight preparing it all and freezing it all. So I'm happy with what I got. So I ended up getting 2 of these containers of chunks of cassava. So just got my grater here. I'm using the fine grater. And a good thing to invest in is a good rubber glove, because you need to get up close to the core so that you're grating all the cassava off and just leaving the core behind. So you can see what you're leaving behind there.
Just that thin little
that
bit.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to mention that I'll try and get this done as quick as I can, because if I leave it overnight, it starts to get all black inside here. So I grate it all before it starts getting those black marks in it. So. Right, so now that I've finished grating it all, and I'm on the last stages now of the last process, so I'm just getting a good handful and just putting it along this tea towel, and what you do is just roll it up and squeeze out a lot of this juice, a lot of the liquid out of it. So that takes any bitterness out of the cassava, and that bitterness has a bit of toxin in it. So getting rid of that toxin is a good thing. So and that's what we do there.
It's a lot of it, isn't there?
There's a lot of it this time, yeah. I don't think I've normally had this much, but maybe I'm squeezing a bit harder, I think. Now, so I've got the last one to do here. The next thing to do after that is to scale it. So we're nearly finished. So in the scaling of the cassava, I'm just weighing out my cassava at 110 grams. There you go, 110. So all I do is put it in a bag, and it's not really rocket science, I suppose, is it really? Put it in here, neat, get a nice pile here, and stack them in the freezer. Get a rough idea of what I got. So I've got about 10 on the bottom, so 25 in there so far, and I've got this lot here to go. So we'll have it in the freezer and we just use it up during the year whenever we want to. So that's this year's cassava, nearly out of the road, so we'll catch you later. Bye.
That's putting a smile on your face.